smart and needs to evolve with the time. These all ideas, they were a result of brainstorming and innovation. So you take an example of, say, epimetrics. It's got to be there because I cannot neglect that area. If you take some other example of, say, crowd control, it's got to be there. So obviously I would like to take as many ideas as possible, except for those who are really related with only Kumbh Mela, maybe something like public housing. But all the other ideas, what I said, this Kumbh Mela has provided a launch pad for us. So it's going to take off now. And we are now going towards a smart city. All the ideas, and these have given some concepts which we were evolved, and this is not the end of it. I mean, this is just a start of it, and many more ideas will be evolved. Kumbh Mela maybe, or Kumbhathon is not over. It's going to be a perpetual movement. So we will be discussing, interacting, innovating, ideating, and more ideas will come out of these ideas. And that's how we are going to build smart cities.
I think there was a question here.
I'm from India, and I know how difficult it is for this team to work together. So how did you, what brought you guys together to work from 7 to 12 midnight and working seamlessly? I think this is such a powerful story we would like to replicate all over India. So.
The commitment was always there. Like, the objective before us was that completely incident-free Kumbh Mela. So our task was, translate this idea to the last of our manpower resource. So that when your objective is very clear, and when you are going to feel very proud of it after achieving that, that's what the driving force, according to me.
No, I think you have raised a very relevant question, and it happens because, see, particularly in government or wherever, so we work in the silos. Here was the occasion where you requires not only silos, because silos has its own efficiency, own advantage, at the same time own limitation. Here one has to be work horizontally also. So the horizontal coordination is just has seen on the 24 various departments were involved. So any incident or anything which is not only standalone, even having some casualties, it requires the firefighting equipment, it requires the medication, it requires the alert system, it requires the clearing of the roads, proper equipments. All this requires 4 or 5 immediately line departments to be worked into. So probably that was a big challenge, and everywhere is. So here the role of the coordination, and so everybody works very smoothly on that. And objective, what my colleague said, the objective was very clear. It was the what you can say the basic principle of management, that is management by objective, was very clear. That objective was the incident pre-Kumbh. So probably will work. Teamwork. So definitely as a part of a team, so it happens. Want to? So I think that's the only the motto. And see, it is being, everybody thought that it is being an opportunity to deliver. 60,000 people delivering for the cause. I think that was this thing. People were working for the 60 hours. And when we asked them, you have to be work there for the 60 hours, come voluntarily. So there was a queue that people were in the just, we want to work. So I think that sentiment needs to, that motivation level needs to be in every sector of government. Probably that is not, that is the limitation. But yes, in Kumbh it happened because of the higher level of motivation. Honorable Minister was constantly behind us every time saying, so that gives you the boost to your motivation. That happened.
I had one sentence. It's a leadership who take you together. I think. Thank you.
Okay. I think this is the last question, probably.
Truly inspirational. My name is Ranjini Saigal, and I work as Executive Director for Ekal Vidyalaya Foundation, which I think some of you might be familiar with. We bring education to very remote rural villages, 54,000 of them. As I was listening to here, I used to work at MIT before I joined Ekal, and so obviously very inspired by the use of the opportunity to use technology to make a difference in these areas. So looking at this, if I had to do a tribal thon, to bring together parties to bring again innovation to make a difference in very remote rural villages so that we can leapfrog development and hopefully not have as many urban problems, because if the rural villages are developed, we should have ability to keep the villagers there. What suggestions might you have to make that happen?
Where most of the 100%, I mean, all the villages is so. And district wise, population wise. So I think what you said is correct. I think already Tata Foundation has taken one initiative in Nandurbar where malnutrition issue is being addressed. Now they have providing a protein supplements to the malnourished children, and result was phenomenal. Why it happens? Because in a social delivery mechanism or social security schemes, most of the implementation is there, but the efficiency is very poor. Here in the Tata Foundation scheme, they developed the back-end very strong network where the technology played a very crucial role. MIS and the proper administration of the doses were monitored on real time. What just CEO said, that's a real time. We are working in the real time solution. They work on the real time. Yes, connectivity and all this was the problem in that area, but that was a phenomenal where the what you say, the tribal innovation can play a very crucial role, and that's what I will always of that opinion. This Kumbhathon or the initiative of innovation should not be limited only to the 40% of the population, but it reached to the 60% where it is needed.
Just one. Ma'am, I read one thing. There are so many areas you can work in that. For example, in education related to tribal villages, there are problems. There are remote villages. There is no connectivity. There is no. We cannot check whether this teacher is going on. It all depend on physical system or manual system. So there are two aspects which on that we can work. The one thing is the governance. How can we bring more transparency in the system and more efficient delivery mechanism? That is one thing. And second thing, how can we develop a system which is not dependent on much more on connectivity issues, and it is more localized kind of thing, and which will help them and which will more adaptable to these tribal areas? Thank you.
So I believe this was the last question. So I would like to take this opportunity to thank the delegation from India, especially the Minister, Dr. Gedam, Dr. Kushwa, everybody here, the audience for making time on a beautiful Tuesday fall morning to be with us, the MIT team, the MLAs, and all of you in the audience from the MIT Kumbhathon team. We really appreciate you being here, and we look forward to working with you in the future. I believe there's a break now, and followed by another event in the afternoon. And so Maggie Church, who's right here in the front, will be able to answer questions for people who need orientation and direction. And we also have a registration desk outside, which is fully staffed with people to help you navigate your way around MIT Media Lab. Thank you very much.